about the person. We've talked about this a lot on this call that people matter, right? People matter. And what Craig said is spot on there, team. I know there's a lot of headlines right now in the real estate industry. Can I tell you something? Those headlines don't have anything to do with your success. All right. I'm just telling you, they don't. Okay. Whatever move anybody makes, let me tell you what your success comes down to. It comes down to everything I'm talking to you about on the call today. It's how you show up, it's how you play the game, it's where you settle in, it's where you choose not to settle. Okay. It all comes down to the personal choices that you and I make. I've been doing this for 15 years. You heard Craig's been doing it for 24. Here's what I know. There are people right now today buying and selling houses in your MLS, and they're going to keep doing that. Okay? Like that game is not changing, and we got to keep showing up each and every single day. So here's the theme of today's call. I want you to write it down because I want you to ask yourself these two questions, all right? I want you to write this down. Settle in, but don't settle. That's the theme of today's call. Settle in, but don't settle. All right? When you hear that, what does it say to you? No wrong answer. Settle in, but don't settle. What does it say to you? I'm going to unpack it for you. I just thought you might have a thought.
For me,
Steve, to me, that is that's process driven. So for me, settling in is trusting the plan that I've kind of set forth,
There you go.
settle into that pocket of hit the calls that I need to hit, have the connections I need to hit, and trust that what's happening now is going to continue to happen. The difference between my 2026 and my 2025 is now in 2026, if I just keep going, my pipeline will be stacked with 2 to 4 closings every single month moving forward. And I'm now just starting to see the fruits of those things. So that settling in piece is just me hitting what I'm supposed to be hitting
Yep.
based on the plan.
That's right. Come on. Nancy, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say for me, it's I have to focus on what I need to accomplish and what it looks like for my customers, but never compromise or settle for something less than what I'm focused on.
There you go. There you go. Hey, team, that's exactly it. It's settling into the activities that we know are actually going to lead us to results. Okay. And can I tell you what most of those activities are? Boring. Okay. That's just what they are. Is what they are. It's not fun. It's not exciting necessarily, but it's the things that we know. It's why we did the full court press. The whole purpose of the full court press is, hey, you already know what you need to be doing. I'm not telling you. It's not like you got on there and he was like, oh, he said talk to people. I never thought about that before. Come on, man. You already know that if you want to win in this game, you win by how many people you get in relationship with. That's never going to change. Okay? You with me? AI is not going to change that. In fact, AI is here to help you enhance how quickly you can be in touch and how consistently you can be in touch. You guys with me? But we've got to settle into the activities that we know will move the needle forward. And in the middle of that, don't settle for anything less than your standard. All right? You've heard me say it a million times on the call. If you have a standard and you let it fall, you did not have a standard. Hold the standard. Nancy, going back to you, you and I have talked a lot about the book Good to Great, right? Okay. Um, I don't want to be good. I want to be great. I don't want to settle for, yeah, we're doing all right. I don't want to settle for that. But if I'm gonna be great, I have to settle in to the things that I know are going to move the ball forward. Are you with me? The time on task, over time, done consistently. That's how we win over and over and over again. So, everybody write it down. We don't win in the chaos, we win in the consistency. I want you today to get focused on being hyper consistent. Ask yourself today, where do I need to settle in and just be consistent and run the play over and over and over and over and over again? All right. Then ask yourself the question as well, where am I settling? Where have I allowed myself to get too comfortable? Where have I allowed myself to not operate in great and I've been okay with good? Okay. I mean, how many of you got up this morning and thought, I just I kind of want to be good. Like to be a good realtor, like to be a good spouse, like to be a good, but I don't want you getting up like that. I want you getting up thinking, how am I today going to take control of myself? As Craig said, right? Draw the circle around me, ignore all the noise out here, and settle into the things that I know are going to make me great. Okay? Whatever you do today, don't settle. Don't settle for being anything less than what you absolutely can be, okay? So let's take a good reality check, okay? Here's the reality. How many of you want fast results? Come on now, right? Hey, we live in a gratification now world. Yes or no? That's why Chick-fil-A's got 2 lines for you instead of 1. They want to make it as fast as possible. Okay? It's why you can order water at Amazon and they'll be at your house by noon. Okay, I still don't know how they do that, but they got an incredible process to make it happen. We live in this give it to me now world. Okay, well, let me tell you what real estate is not. It's not that. Okay, this is a long game. It's time on task, over time, done consistently. Okay, we all want results. We all want momentum. We all want the deal now. But the truth is, real estate is built in the slow. In fact, anything you're going after is built in the slow. All right. I want you to think about this. All right. It's follow up day in, day out. Right. Hey, how many of you know follow up is a slow process? Has anybody followed up with a client for like longer than a year? Maybe 2. Okay. Let me just real quick give you a picture. NAR says that 65% of Americans are homeowners and they're moving on average every 10 years. That means the day you close on a property, you got to follow up with those people for the next 10 years. We call that slow, Jay. Okay. Ain't nothing fast about that. All right. We've got to stay in touch with them over and over and over again. Nurture is slow. Hey, trust building is slow. You with me? Trust does not happen overnight. Yes or no? Trust happens over time through conversation, through connection, through day in, day out. Like we have to earn the opportunity and build trust. Okay. So we've got to settle in to follow up. We got to settle into nurture. We got to settle in to trust building. We've got to settle into consistency. This is where you and I are going to win. Okay. Now, here's the next thing I want to tell you. We have been trained in our humanity that if we are not getting the results we want today, that something is wrong. Would you agree with me on that? We're results oriented people, correct? So if I'm not getting what I think I should be getting today, like I'm putting in the time, I'm making the calls, I'm doing the effort, but coach, I'm not getting it. Okay? We're trained to think that something's wrong. And here's where I see people make mistakes. They start thinking something's wrong, so they start looking at what they need to fix or what they need to do different. What if nothing's wrong? What if nothing's broken? Okay. Now, I'm not saying don't take a hard look at where you're at and make a job. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying I think sometimes we get caught up and we miss that nothing's actually wrong. Nothing's actually broken. We're just in the part of building. You with me? Like it's the phase of building. Okay. So if you know you've poured the foundation and you know you got sticks up and you know that sheetrock and brick and insulation are coming, like you got to keep running the play. Okay. You don't grow when it speeds up. You actually grow in the slow. Okay. We're going to get a sweatshirt for that too. Okay. I grow in the slow. You with me? In fact, some of you, I'll tell you some of the reason you're not growing is you have not slowed down. You're running so fast, so hot that you haven't slowed down long enough to even identify the standard. You with me? Like, you don't even know. Okay. And I don't have any judgment around this because let me tell you something. I run hot. Okay. Like I move fast. I want things done now. All right. But we grow in the slow if we're intentional in what we settle into. You with me? Okay. If we're intentional in what we settle into. So, I'm going to give you a model and an acronym to remember all this. So I just want you to write the word down settle. 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 All right. Here's the first thing I want you to do. And this is not going to be easy. Here's the S. I want you to slow down. Okay. Just slow down. Do you know what happens when we slow down? We do things better. We do things more intentional. Okay. My son's probably somewhere listening to this call. Let me tell you what this little brother, like what I tell this brother every day. Like that little brother's got to slow down. He do everything fast, Juan. Okay? Like always on the move, always in a hurry. But what if you just took a little bit more time? Now, I want to talk to you about what you need to slow down. First thing you need to slow down is you need to slow your mind down. Okay, like Craig said earlier, we got all this stuff coming in and our mind starts running 100 miles an hour. Like, what would it look like today if you just took 30 minutes? Okay, 30 minutes. You shut your phone off. Everybody don't panic. Everything's going to be fine. Okay? Like turn it off. Off. There's a button for that. Okay? And just sit for 30 minutes, Shelly, and ask myself, man, where have I been settling? And where do I need to settle in? You guys with me? Like, just slow down. Slow your mind down. Okay? Like, give yourself an opportunity. All right? Um, you don't have to chase everything today. You need to focus today on what matters. Be present in what matters. If everything feels urgent, nothing gets done well. Okay? If everything in my world feels urgent today, nothing gets done well. I want you to do it well. Don't do it good, do it great. That requires you to slow down. Would you agree with that? Okay. Here's the E. It goes right back to actually the slow down part. Um, it's I thought long and hard about this. It's called eliminate stuff. Yeah, that's the word I came up with, stuff. I couldn't figure out exactly what word it needed to be, Dave, because I was like, well, we need to eliminate noise and we need to eliminate distractions. And eventually I realized we just need to eliminate stuff. Okay? Like, you just got too much stuff on your desk, in your mind, in your email, on your text thread. Okay? Just figure out today, if I'm going to be great, I got to eliminate some stuff. Would you agree with that? Like, I think we probably have too much stuff on our plate. I know Thanksgiving's a long way away, but I'm pretty confident y'all do the same thing that I do. At Thanksgiving, when it's time, like for that Thanksgiving meal, do y'all know what I do? I load my plate with everything known to man. Okay? Like, load it. All right? To a level that I will never be able to eat. All right? I'm 130 pounds on a good day. Okay? And so I load my plate and I don't even come close to eating everything that's on there. Guess who's responsible for overloading my plate? That would be me. Guess who's responsible for your plate? That would be you. Okay? Like, I'm in. This is gonna sound terrible, but I'm in a season of no. Okay, not a season of yes. I'm in a season of just, man. I'm sorry. Like if it doesn't fit into where I am headed right now, my answer is no. You with me on this? Okay. Like we just got to slow down, eliminate comparison, um, eliminate like coasting on your social media. All right. Like just like eliminate that stuff. Catch yourself today when you start to do it. All right. Eliminate everything that we can. Here's the first T. There's two T's. The first T is exactly what Anthony Adaricio said earlier. He said, trust the process. Trust the process, right? It may not feel good today. You may not see a result today. In fact, you're probably not going to. All right. But I've got to trust the process that if I will actually do this consistently and I'll just settle into it, man, like this is what my day looks like. All right. Like I just stepped into this VP role a few weeks ago. Let me tell you what happened as soon as I did. Settle went out the door for like 2 weeks. Okay, like it's crazy town. Like I'm supposed to be where? Like where'd that meeting come from? Like, like all coming at me. Let me tell you what I'm doing now. I'm identifying and I'm settling in. Like I'm going. Okay, now I get my schedule. I know where I'm going. I know what my initiatives are, and I'm just settling into that space and I'm going to trust the process of what we're doing. Hey, can I tell you, nothing is moving as fast as I want it to. Nothing. No, absolutely nothing. But I'm trusting the process of what we're doing that 90 days from now, this picture looks different. Let me ask you a question. What do you want it to look like in 90 days? Trust that process. Okay? Trust that process. Here's what happens conversations compound, relationships compound, effort compounds. You're not behind, you're in process. All right? Like going back to my son, I get to watch this. His little brother started playing basketball about a year and a half ago. Okay? And he was behind when he walked on the court. He just was. Okay? Can I tell you where he's at now? He's in process. He's no longer behind. He's in process. Can I tell you what's coming? A lot of good because he's putting in the work. He's settled into the work. Dude practices 2 hours a day, every single day. All right? Okay. Here's the next T. Okay. Tend to the basics. Hey, team, this is where we win. You tend to the basics. What are the basics? If you're doing the full court press, I already gave them to you. It's how many conversations are you having every single day? It's how many follow-up conversations are you having every single day? It's how many appointments are you setting every single day? It's are you doing practice and role play to prepare? Are you posting on social media? Are you intentionally engaging on social media? Like it's just the basics of the game. Let me ask you this. If I were to ask you today, how many people did you have conversations with last week? Could you tell me? Could you tell me specifically, I had this many conversations last week? There's no judgment here. If you can't, we're missing a basic. We're missing a basic. If you can't tell me how many times you posted on social media last week, we're missing a basic. You with me? If you can't tell me how many follow-up conversations you have, we're missing a basic. These are the basics that lead to great. Great comes from just tending to the basics. Everybody thinks great comes because we had this new idea that no one's ever heard of and we implemented it. Okay, let me give you some great advice. Stop looking for the new idea. Okay, like just stop looking for the new idea. Get up and go to work. Okay, get up and go to work. Tend to the basics. All right. Here's the L. I want you to lock into order and rhythm. I want you to lock into order and rhythm. All right. Not balance. Okay. There's no such thing as a balanced life and a balanced business, but there is a such thing as order and rhythm. All right. Okay. And you are the one who creates order and rhythm. All right. Um, time, time blocks. All right. It's the same time, it's the same blocks, it's the same actions. Okay. We don't rise to our goals, we rise to our order and rhythm. That's it. So, where are you out of order and where are you out of rhythm? And wherever that is, today I would sit down for 30 minutes and go fix it because you can do that. Literally in 30 minutes, you can fix that. Did you know that? Like if you'll just slow down, like I said earlier, you can literally fix it and get into rhythm. What do I need to do to make sure that I have rhythm? All right. Okay. And here's the E, expect resistance. Okay. Like I don't know why we're surprised when we don't get what we want. I mean, come on, man. This is reality 101. Like if you're building something big, you need to expect resistance. Okay. There's going to be times you feel bored and you don't want to do it. There's going to be times you are the resistance. You with me? Okay. Like some of y'all smiling at me like, thanks, coach. You're welcome. Okay. Like you, You're your own resistance. Stop resisting the boring. That's where you win. Okay? We've got to Carol Warren just said, that's me. Carol, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay? Um, when we feel like it's not working, we have to keep leaning in. Okay? That feeling of I'm bored, that feeling of it's not working, that feeling of I'm distracted, right there is the moment when most people quit. And that's the moment when I'm telling you, do not settle, but settle in. Okay? Do not settle, but settle in. And Anthony, you're spot on. That's actually the point where success starts to happen. That's it. That's where it starts to happen, is in the resistance. Okay, you with me? I don't know much about aviation, but I know this: an airplane gets up off the ground because of resistance. Does everybody know that? Okay. Like, I still don't fully understand, like a tube flying through the air at 800 miles an hour, but I do know this. It's because of resistance. That's how it stays there. You take the resistance away and it's not gonna go well. Okay. You with me? So I want you to settle in to the resistance, but don't settle and give up when it comes your way. It's actually when you press forward. The more I press forward in the middle of resistance is how I get up off the ground. Okay. Does this help you today? Okay. Settle in, but don't settle. Somebody give me a couple ahas before we jump off the call. What's something you wrote down? What's something that stood out to you? Anybody? Come
My,
on now.
mine was slow down.
Slow down. How many of you else were there? Slow
Mine
down.
was you don't stop with resistance. You have to overcome it.
That's right, Juan. We lean into resistance. That's how you get up off the ground. Okay. Lean into it. So today, I want you to settle into what we know works, but don't settle. Okay. Help you today? All right. Hey, I love each and every single one of you. Hey, our goal is to get this over 100 people a week. So go tell people, get on this call so we get our mind right and our heart right and our spirit right walking into the week. If this is helpful to you, go tell somebody, invite them to be on. This is completely free for everybody. Get them on here so we can keep leaning forward together, okay? If you're on full court press, I will see you in about 30 minutes. All right. Bless you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.